I wish, honestly, I wasn't talking about metaphor. If we're going to be completely transparent, I wish I didn't play that demo because all I want to do is play the rest of the fucking game. Like, this is incredible. Like, all right, so I have not actually beat the demo. I know it's not long, but just between sitting down to try to play last night and being an old man and almost falling asleep, and then I was kind of busy all throughout today. I'm pretty sure with I haven't looked up where the demo ends. I'm probably at like the last fight of the demo, and once I finish this fight, I'll be like, oh, pre-order the game now. But no, I honestly, wish I did not try the demo. Wish I just continued to say, let's just kick back. We're a couple weeks away. Let's just wait. Let's not get the itch. Oh, I got the itch. I mean, this game's incredible. This is truly Atlas at their peak, especially obviously from what we've seen from trailers and all the gameplay trailers and stuff. Gameplay and visually, yes. I mean, this is very clearly this is Atlas at their finest. This is Atlas at their peak. Story, it's an Atlas game, man. You can't say it's a peak story yet. You gotta wait this thing out, right? Like it's an Atlas game. It's gonna take some time to figure out if this thing's gonna be a peak story or not. But already I can tell that it's just very compelling. There's a lot of elements about it that I like. I showed Christina something earlier, and her first thought was that it gave her Attack on Titan vibes, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can kind of see that because like everyone that you're playing as, they're all like these different fantasy races. So like your main character is known as an Elda, and everyone's kind of like looking down upon you. A lot of racism vibes with that. You have a fairy traveling alongside you. Everyone else is some form of race where it's like this one race has like horns on their head or like elves or whatever. There's no humans. But then like the first monster that you come across, the monster is considered a human. So like, Straw, like, one of your main companions, he's like, it's a human. And I'm like, I started laughing. I'm like, okay. So this is how Atlas sees the world. Got it. Not really. But, so got some, there's some different vibes about it though. And I'm just kind of curious on, I guess where humans play into this because it's like all these like over the top demonic monster creatures. They're called humans and viewed as humans in terms of all of our fantasy race characters. So I'm kind of curious of where humans really fall into this entire story. Just immediately jumping into the story of the story that's been laid up by Atlas, where it's now just like a race to become king. You have the dying king who was murdered by the Archmage that everybody loves, but he's so cunning and that he just gets away with it, leaves no traces behind, kind of thing, and just opens up like this big. The king pulls a fast one. The dead king pulls a fast one and has basically a setup challenge of those who are acknowledged by the citizens. You have the chance to be king. Which kind of gets the vibe of like, Naruto with the Hokage or Black Clover with the Wizard King kind of vibe. And it's just kind of a race to become the new king and battling this, this enemy who appears one way to the public, but in reality, he's a bastard. You know what I mean? So, I mean, from the story, just from the few hours I've played, it is pretty compelling. The archetypes, the whole job stuff, in true Atlas fashion, the very like especially the first awakening that you see is extremely over the top and extremely brutal. Like Joker's awakening in Persona 5 where he like slowly rips the mask off his face, and that's just brutal. Same thing here when your main character, the protagonist, has his archetype awakened in similar fashion. He like shoves his hand in his chest and rips out like this like metal looking heart cage, and just like blood and just over the top Atlas vibes of awakening. So it's super sick. And that, again, this is Atlas at their finest, with the visuals and the graphics and the approach for everything. The actual in terms of gameplay, I love the direction they've gone for like the mix of the turn based and like the action gameplay, whatever. Because like with Persona 5 and 4 and everything, if you're high enough level, you can just like kill an enemy that's kind of chilling around, and not have to go through the turn-based combat. But it's like a quick little half-second cutscene of you just like slashing through them or whatever. So like us, going this new action like RPG level like route where you can like actually kind of fight in the open world to quickly knock out like the enemies that are very weaker than you. Pretty sick. I've enjoyed it. I feel like it kind of speeds up the process just a little bit to kind of get through the dungeon. And then for the ones that are a little bit stronger, you can get a couple good slashes in, and then it can initiate going through the turn-based, the turn-based combat, which is very sleek, very nice. Look, free demo. if you've had the itch to like check out an Atlas game and you haven't done it, this is one to check out, especially if you're in like to the fantasy vibes and stuff. I've been trying to convince our buddy Josh to play a Persona game for like over a year. And I know he's big in like fantasy stuff. I was like, this is the one, man. It's a free demo. Go play it. Go check it out. You may like it. Overall, loved it. Absolutely loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Going through the first couple levels, similar to Persona games, or I'm assuming Shin Megami Tensei as well. I have not played one yet. Kind of, to me, I also kind of got a little bit of a vibe of slightly a little bit like Tales of Arise in terms of like the areas that you kind of go through. A little bit of a vibe, not a hardcore. Overall, I mean, I think this is going to be a very strong contender for Game of the Year. Like at least in the in the contending categories, I still think Black Myth is going to hopefully walk away with that one. But I think Metaphor should be very deservingly in that category for for Game of the Year nominee at the very least. This really is Atlas at its finest, and honestly, with everything they've done, really hope this is just going to further deliver that Persona 6 is going to be absolutely insane, like especially in the graphic front. But no, I've really, really, really enjoyed the demo. Definitely recommend checking it out. Wish I did not check it out because now I just want to play more. Like I said, I think I'm at the very end of it, and I do not want to go finish it because then I'm stuck.
I may look at it. I've had no interest in Metaphor.
Yeah,
it's just
free demo. So
yeah, it's just a thing of like, I've gotten every time I've tried to play Persona, like the furthest I've made it is like 20 hours in, and I just get bored.
Yeah.
I think the last time I went to play it, I kind of just realized I didn't enjoy. I didn't enjoy like the in between doing stuff. Like I want to go and do stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't. It's like being like, okay, well, in the morning I guess I'm gonna go to school, and in the afternoon I guess I'm gonna go hang out and talk to this person, or I gotta go work a job so that I can buy something over here to build up my relationship stuff. That I just didn't enjoy that.
Okay, that's fair. Then I mean, I obviously with this just being a prologue demo, I haven't gotten into the extreme hardcore of that, but I know that's part of the base game. So you still may not like this one.
Yeah, it's one where it's like I said, it's like I've had no interest in it, but it's also one of those where if I looked at it and if I checked it out and like, because sometimes some of that side or like some of that like kind of core stuff that you have to do if the rest of the game is fun, or if I enjoy the characters or the art style and stuff like that, sometimes I can look past it.
Right.
It's like couldn't get past it in Persona. Might be able to get past it in this. Probably not, but
Yeah. It's worth a shot at least.
Might be worth at least giving it a shot.
Yeah, especially since it does have the free demo. So play it's like however long. I mean, I saw some people say they beat it in just a 3-hour straight setting. I've probably played more than 3 hours just from like dilly dallying and just kind of being busy and just kind of hopping in, popping out kind of thing, putting on pause or whatever. But I mean, I've seen people say about 3 hours is basically what you're playing, 3 to 4 hours. So it's not bad. It's a good little taste of the game, good little taste of the story. So yeah, definitely recommend giving it a shot. It's been really fun.